I know what you're thinking, and to be perfectly honest with you, you're not wrong. You're looking at the title of this video and thinking, this is obviously clickbait. You're right. This is clickbait, but don't blame it on me. This is not my fault. If you have been following this channel, you already know KC does not do clickbait. I did not create this title. I didn't create this false narrative. I didn't create this fantasy. When it comes to fabricating fantasies, you already know who the real professionals are. The best fabricators in the world, they are collecting woke welfare in the mainstream media. For years, possibly even decades, normal people, we have known that the mainstream media is full of incompetence. Normal people have known that the mainstream media is lazy. Real journalism no longer exists. Most of the content produced by the media, it is garbage. It's trash. This is exactly what JJ Redick was bitching about a couple of weeks ago. Sports media. It is no longer about educating and informing the audience. It's no longer about investigating potential trade rumors. Modern sports media, it is focused on one thing and one thing only: hot takes. It's no longer about informing the audience. It's about entertaining the audience, which that is fine. That is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If I want analytical breakdowns of the Pelican zone defense, I'm going to watch JJ Redick. If I'm not looking for knowledge and I'm just looking to be entertained, I'll watch Stephen A. Smith. Those who identify with the G and LGBT, when they are looking for entertainment and a warm masculine embrace, they purchase VIP tickets to Club Shay Shay, where they experience the tantalizing moves of the dancing queen Jackie Mahomes while sipping fruity drinks with Uncle Shay Shay. It is okay to be entertaining instead of informative. That's fine, but there's a huge difference in being entertaining and being full of shit. Over the last 2, maybe 3 days, and I think we might see this same false narrative being pushed over the next 2 or 3 weeks, but over the past 2 or 3 days, a handful of dudes in the mainstream sports media, they have been pushing for Caitlyn Clark to join the NBA. Well, KC, that's absolutely ridiculous. No one can be this ignorant. Never underestimate the level of ignorance in the mainstream media. These people have no shame. They will do anything to get clicks and views. This narrative, it started on Wednesday with Rob Parker. Well, KC, why in the hell are you listening to Bob Barker? He used to host The Price is Right. He knows nothing about sports. No, I'm not talking about the legendary Bob Barker who kicked Adam Sandler's ass in Happy Gilmore. I'm talking about Rob Parker, who hosts a show called The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard on Fox Sports Radio. Now, this show is perfectly titled. This is truly an odd couple. Chris Broussard, he is a level-headed, common-sense thinker, while Rob Parker is doing his best to earn the prestigious title of Captain Doofus. I watch Chris Broussard and Rob Parker sometimes throughout the week on YouTube. I do like hearing Chris Broussard talk about the NBA, but Wednesday or Thursday, I'm listening to the show, and I am hearing Bob Barker advocate for Caitlyn Clark to join the NBA. I am convinced that the Great White Hope has the talent to play real basketball in the NBA. Fuck that pretend basketball in the WNBA dump. Katie Rue Clark is far too good to be a trash engineer. The NBA is so soft, I think Caitlyn Clark could be a star. What? Come again? You expect me to believe that Caitlyn Clark, who is barely 6 feet tall, weighs about 150 pounds, you expect me to believe that she has enough physicality to survive an 82-game NBA season? Put talent to the side for a second. Caitlyn Clark is a talented young woman, but she is not even close to being talented enough to make it in the NBA. But put the talent to the side for 1 second. You expect me to believe that Caitlyn Clark at her size, she has the physical attributes to survive an 82-game regular season competing against grown men who are probably twice her size? Rob Parker is a veteran in mainstream sports media. This dude's been covering the NBA longer than I have been alive. He knows what he is saying is 100% shit. So why would he say it? Why would he present this blatantly false narrative? Maybe it's a desperate cry for attention. I don't know. You give me the reason. Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate all the positive feedback on the WNBA documentary that we uploaded yesterday. If you happen to miss it, be sure to check it out. But Rob Parker and Fox Sports, they are not the only ones pushing for Caitlyn Clark to be in the NBA. This false narrative is also being pushed by CBS Sports. Last night, CBS had their minimum wage earners covering the women's tournament. 4 dudes that no one's ever heard of talking about women's college basketball. This segment, it was led by private doofus Chris Walker, not to be confused with the other doofus Chris Cuomo. Hey, it's me, Chrissy C! This group of unknowns at CBS, they were expressing their amazement with Caitlyn Clark. Hey, Clark Kellogg, I really like your cereal. Did you know that Caitlyn Clark was in a State Farm commercial? Since she is from Iowa, you should hire Katie Rue to star in a commercial for cornflakes. Once he finished praising Caitlyn Clark for her ability to sell Frosted Flakes and shit insurance, Chris Walker explained why Caitlyn Clark belongs in the NBA. Watch for yourself.
I mean, she got a State Farm commercial. I mean, she's just unbelievable, and she's a joy to watch. And people can say whatever they want. I'm one of those guys that believe this. I say a woman could play in the NBA. People don't believe it, but people like this young lady right here, trust me, make people think a little bit differently about that.
You know, a small part of me hopes Caitlyn Clark takes the $5 million that Ice Cube is offering and joins the Big Three this summer. Now, I don't think she's going to take the money because, unlike the mainstream media, Caitlyn Clark is smart. She's not a dumbass, but part of me wishes she would join the Big Three so we could finally put this shit fuckery to rest. All week this week, the media has been pushing for Caitlyn Clark to compete against grown men. She hasn't even won a championship at the collegiate level, and the media is portraying her like she has the talent to join the NBA, the most skilled league in the world. There are 450 jobs in the NBA, meaning there are thousands and thousands of elite basketball players who aren't good enough to make this league. And you expect me to believe that Caitlyn Clark is good enough to make it? Caitlyn Clark wouldn't make the G League. Hell, she would not make an elite high school boys basketball team. And I'm not trying to discredit her. Caitlyn Clark is an extremely talented female basketball player. But there's a huge difference in competing against women and competing against grown men. Can you imagine Caitlyn Clark going up against Draymond Green? If that happened, Adam Silver, he would finally be forced to kick Dre out of the NBA. The first cheap shot he takes at Caitlyn Clark, Alice Silver would kick him out of the league. Picture this, though. Picture this. Picture Caitlyn Clark trying to defend Zion Williamson. The other night, I'm watching my Pelicans play the Bucks. Zion is driving through the lane, and Chris Middleton, he is shying away from the contact. Now, Chris Middleton, this dude is 6'7", 220, 225 pounds. He's afraid to get hit by Zion Williamson. If Caitlyn Clark tried to take a charge from Zion, her career would be over. She'd be in the ICU in critical condition at Woke Memorial Hospital. The best plastic surgeons in the world, they would not be able to fix her. And the mainstream media, they know this. They know Caitlyn Clark isn't qualified to make the NBA. They also know the NBA would never allow this to happen. There's just too much liability involved. Adam Silver, he can't risk Caitlyn Clark getting bulldozed by LeBron James. If that happened, you know who would be the first group to blame Adam Silver in the NBA for putting Caitlyn Clark in a dangerous situation? The mainstream media. The same mainstream media that's advocating for Caitlyn Clark to be in the NBA. You know what's so ironic about all this? For the last 3 or 4 years, the media, they have been begging us to accept women's basketball. The media has claimed that women's basketball is just as exciting, if not more exciting, than men's basketball. They portray the WNBA as being a league filled with elite athleticism. The WNBA is amazing! I have never seen anything like it. Watch this highlight of Bob Griner dribbling the ball through her legs. Watch bearded Becky airball a dunk with the assistance of a trampoline. You never see this elite athleticism in the NBA. The WNBA averages 500,000 viewers during the regular season, which is god-awful. Media claims that the league is exploding in popularity. 3 out of the last 4 years, the WNBA has set record lows in attendance, but the media lies to us and tells us that the dump is thriving. They are growing. They do everything in their power to polish the WNBA turd. Right now, the WNBA has the best opportunity that they have ever been given. In their 3 decades of existence, the WNBA has never seen an opportunity like this. 2 mainstream superstars who could possibly be entering the dump at the same time. Now, this should be the media's wet dream. Their palms should be oiled up. There should be so much wanker spanking the skin is peeled off the cucumber. But instead, the media, they are pushing for the WNBA's only hope for survival to join the NBA? Make it make sense. What the media is basically saying, they are saying that Caitlyn Clark is too good to be in the WNBA dump. If that's the case, then why is the media begging us to watch it? If Caitlyn Clark is above the WNBA, why should anyone else waste their time watching what the media clearly believes is a substandard league? You know, Caitlyn Clark has got to be careful here. She better avoid this, and I hope she doesn't buy into the media-created hype that she is good enough to compete against real professionals. The reason Caitlyn Clark is so popular right now, she's winning, she's dominant. You put her on the court against real professionals, her mystique disappears. If you're the WNBA, that is the last thing that you can afford to happen. But give me your thoughts on this. Fox Sports, CBS Sports, they push for Caitlyn Clark to join the NBA. There's other media members who cover the NBA. They are advocating for the same thing. Why? Why is the media doing this? Are they doing this for attention? Are they doing this for views? I can't think of another reason, but you let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.